This lecture is continuation of previous lectures of arrays. Let us start this lecture with programming example of 2D array. Write a program to add two user-defined arrays A and B having size m by n. Use proper string messages to make your program readable. Let us start writing this program. Hash include IOStream using namespace std int main, body of main function int m comma n, m rows and n columns. Now user defined text message to read values of m and n. Enter values of m and n. Now read values of m and n, that is read m and n. Now declare three arrays, two source array and one resultant array, that is int. Call first array as array A, that is m by n, array B of same size. In case of addition, both matrices should be of same order. Its resultant 2D array, that is C, of same order. Read values in first array by using suitable message. Enter values in array A. Now all these three arrays are 2D arrays. To process 2D arrays, the best method is usage of nested loops. That is for int I initialized with 0, I less than m, m represent number of rows, I plus plus. Outer loop, outer for loop will control number of rows iterations, and to control iterations of number of columns, use inner loop, that is int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus. Now read values of array A. I represent row index and j represent column index. Now read values in matrix B. Most of the part is common, that's why we are using copy paste. It's array B. Read values in array B using the same nested loop, because order of A and order of B is same. Now add elements of matrix A and matrix B by using again nested loops. I is less than m, I plus plus, j is less than n, j plus plus. Now addition result of array A and array B will store in array C, that is A plus B, that is I j. Since in addition corresponding elements of matrices are added, that's why indexes in array C array A and array B will be same. After addition, display the result of array C. Again we copy paste it, copy paste our own code, just display contents of array C, that is T, T is a tab escape sequence. So after printing each row of array, transfer the control at new line, system pass, return 0. Now save this program and compile it and execute it. Correct spelling of include. Now recompile it and rerun it. It's a user defined text message that enter values of m and n. Suppose we enter a value 2 for m and 2 for n. Mean we are using array A, B and C having dimension 2 by 2. Now enter values in array A one by one. Suppose we enter 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter values in array B. For example, we enter values 5, 6, 7 and 8. And that is addition result of these two matrices. That is 1 plus 5 is 6, 2 plus 6 is 8, 3 plus 7 is 10, 4 plus 8 is 12. Now try another sample program of 2D array. Write a program to multiply two user defined arrays A and B. If multiplication is possible, use proper string messages to make your program readable. So let us start writing this program. Hash include using correct spelling, namespace std, then main function, body of main function. First of all, declare required variables, int r1 c1, rows and columns of first matrix, then r2 and c2, rows and columns of second matrix. Now few loop control variables, that is I, j and k. Read rows and columns of first matrix, that is order of first matrix, please. Enter r1 c1 values, that is cn r1 c1. Now read dimensions for second matrix, r2 and c2 values, that is cn r2 c2. Now declare three arrays. Suppose array 1 is array A having order r1 c1, array B with order r2 c2, and array C with order c1 r2, that is rows columns of first matrix by rows of second matrix. Now check the validity of arrays for multiplication. If C1 is not equal to R2, then multiplication is not possible. So display a suitable text message for user, that is, multiplication is not possible. The rule of multiplication is that the columns of first matrix should be equal to rows of second matrix, else multiplication is possible. So use multiplication criteria to multiply two matrices. Read values of matrix A, that is I is equal to 0, I less than or 1, I plus plus, J is equal to 0, J is less than C1, J plus plus, that is body of inner for loop. Read values of array A, that is I, J, don't forget to use cin statement. Use text message here, that is enter values in array A, END here. Similarly, copy it to read values of array B from user, that is text message related to array B, change it with B, its R2 and its C2, main rows and columns for matrix B. Now nested loops for multiplication of A and B, that is outer loop for multiplication. Int I start from 0, I less than or 1, I plus plus. Now inner loop for J is equal to 0, J is less than C2, J plus plus. Now initialized matrix C, that is C of I and J with 0. Now to carry out multiplication process for rows of first matrix with column of second matrix, we use another loop, that is for k initialized with 0, k is less than or 2, k plus plus, C, that is I, that is J is equal to C of I into J plus A I, that is small I, K multiply B of K and J. So the loop will iterate and multiply rows of first matrix with column of second matrix. Now display the multiplication results of two matrices, that is for I is 0, I less than or 1, I plus plus. Inner loop for J is 0, J is less than C2, R1 by C2 is order of resultant matrix C, J plus plus. Now display elements of matrix C, that is I and J. Use T, and here use ENDL. Now system pass, return 0. Save your program and compile it and execute it. Read dimension of matrix 1, that is 2 by 2. Read dimension of matrix B, that is 2 by 2. Enter values in matrix A, 4 values in matrix A and 4 values in matrix B, and the multiplication result of these two matrices is 7, 10, 15 and 22. Now next sample program of 2D array, that is write a program to find transpose of a 2D user defined matrix A having order m by n. Use proper string messages to make your program readable. Let us start writing this program. So hash include iostream.h using namespace std, that is main function. A declaration of dimension, that is int m comma n. Read values of m and n from user. Declare a 2D array A having dimension m and n. Use to loop to read values of A, that is two nested loops. First loop is used to read rows of matrix A and second loop to read values of columns. Now use two loops to find transpose of matrix. You know that transpose is obtained by interchanging rows and columns of matrix. So these are same two loops as we used earlier. It's interchanging the rows and columns of matrix A, that is A of J into I. So that is transpose of matrix A. After compilation and execution, user entered values of m and n 2 and 2. These are values 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is transpose of this matrix. So let us end this lecture with a sample code.